a solid practice. Obviously, you already know, but we named Nick Marshall our starting quarterback yesterday. And really, there was a couple factors that led into it. It was a close battle. But the bottom line is when Nick knew what to do, he outperformed the others, the things that he felt comfortable with. We really feel like he'll have a chance to improve and get better. You know, each practice, each game. He didn't have the luxury going through the spring. But what he knows extremely well, and has a lot of playmaking ability. With that, Jonathan Wallace also, we felt like had a really good camp, and he will be the next guy in if something were to happen to Nick. And we have a lot of confidence in him, and his teammates do too. He understands the offense, and he understands the complete playbook. Jeremy Johnson is a close, I'm not going to say 3, maybe a 2A. He also really impressed us. He's got a lot of physical tools. He understands how to run a fast-paced offense because he did it in high school, and really impressed us and did a solid job. Well, right now, obviously, if at this point, it wouldn't be a bad thing if he redshirts. That means the other guy stayed healthy. But we're still bringing him along. I mean, he's going to get reps in practice, and he's going to understand what happens. And, like I said, he made it interesting, and it's very hard to do for a true freshman to make it interesting. But that says a lot about him. It really did from the standpoint he was a lot more vocal, and I think his teammates really responded to him. And that's natural. That usually happens, and it's always good to see how a guy responds once you give him the keys to the car and see how he responds. But I really felt like he went out there. He was encouraging. And it was good to see. I think so. I mean, what we have asked him to do is extremely challenging. Just the communication with the sideline, our installs. When you're going through camp, you're installing at a pace for your whole team, not just for your quarterback. And when you're putting in 4 and 5 new plays each practice, and it adds up, it says a lot if guys can handle that. And kind of like I said, the bottom line, it came down to the stuff that Nick felt comfortable doing, and he understood the sideline and the protect and everything that goes with it. That's when he was at his best. So from a coach's standpoint, that just told us that hey, the more he gets comfortable, the better he'll get. And so that's encouraging. You've heard me say before, our goal this year is to get better each practice and each game. And we feel like, I tell you what, we're always going to play for quarterback strengths. But he's very unique. There's no doubt. He's a phenomenal athlete. One of the better athletes I've probably got a chance to coach at the quarterback position. He's got a very strong arm. And he's very calm. The days we went live, they were flying around him, and I was right there back there with him. He seemed like it was 7-on-7, so not that really thought a lot. I thought a lot about that. I had something to do with it too. Well, I think each practice you'd see him improve, but the things that he felt comfortable with, and it was natural progression and everything, and he didn't have to think. He just could react. That's when he was at his best. And so what we'll do this first game, we're going to take the plays in that he feels comfortable with, and we're starting to learn more about what that is. And this week, that'll have a lot to do with it. But the good thing is, each week, he's going to get more and more comfortable. And like I said, all the other quarterbacks I've ever had, really but one had a chance to go through spring. Cam had a chance to go through spring, and if I was judging Cam at this same point, I'd probably feel the same way. I think I don't think there was one time. I just think there were certain plays that he felt more comfortable with, and it's probably a past history of certain concepts and things that go with that. And, but to answer your question as far as feeling comfortable with the communication, it was probably in the second week he finally started understanding where he could communicate and think through. Because half the battle in our system is getting everything right before the play starts. And once you do that, then you start looking at what the defense is giving you, and you worry about the progression. So there's a lot to it. We ask a lot of our quarterback, probably as much or more than anybody can. The difference is we never went live with Cam, but there was a lot of things. And if you watch Cam 2.5 weeks in spring practice, in all fairness, you wouldn't think you didn't know for sure he was the quarterback. Everything wasn't perfect. But we do understand what Nick, I think, can do. We think that he's got a lot more upside, that he'll get better and more comfortable with everything. But like I said, he's got some ability to make plays when things break down. you already know this, but in this league, things are going to break down from time to time, and that has something to do with it too. I believe so. I believe he has. He fought hard. Think about Jonathan. He's a great competitor now, and he is one of the more class, high-character young men on our team, and his teammates really respect him. And you know, he fought hard. It was hard to tell him he wasn't going to be the starter. I'll tell you that. He's a class young man. He handled it like a champ. I know. You know, he's probably hurting, but you wouldn't know that. He's very supportive of Nick, and that helps our team. It's a great luxury to go in the first game with a guy that we have confidence that if he goes to the game, we know he's going to be able to get everything right, execute, and all that. So you know, I think we're in really good shape right now, quarterback-wise, going into the season. Like I said, Jeremy Johnson, he keeps improving. You know, he could be ready also. So we got three guys that we feel very good. Yeah, you know, I sense that when we recruited him too. You know, that he definitely you know, had something to prove, and he's had that attitude since he's been here. He's really studied hard. He's worked hard. He's been in that playbook. He showed Coach Lashley that it's very important to him. And he showed his teammates too, and that's the most important thing. He's got a lot of respect from his teammates, and they have a lot of confidence in him. That is the strategy right now. Is just this week, you know, we've got the majority of our playing in, and it's just a matter of, you know, putting him in different situations, different looks, what his comfort zone is, and I think this week, you know, really deciding on the plays we're going to. It's really to get our overall team ready to play. We just about have all the pieces in place as far as our personnel is concerned. There's still a couple little things that either could change or we still have some things open, but for the most part, we have our answers to our questions going into this season, and now it's just a matter of getting to that first game and we'll see how our guys respond.
I mean, it felt good to me because like I worked hard to come to where I'm at today, so I'm just glad I'm blessed to had a chance he gave me. Because all four, they were good quarterbacks, so all of everyone has worked hard each day, so it was good, but they really, like, they supported me through all that, through camp, so all that was well. I just came in and just do what I did best, and then just let whatever happened that took control of it. It's a good fit because I've been running this kind of offense since I left high school, and then I did some of that in JUCO too, so I'm well fit for it. That's well because me and Jonathan, we cool. And then like he just told me like basically like if I need help with anything, just come to him and he'll help me with it. Yes sir, when I got on campus, I just really just bought into what the team wanted me to do. So basically that was it. Learning the offense, but it took time, but then again on my off time I went to watch film on my own and like to get settled in with it. I mean, I like to throw the ball deep, but then again, you can't throw this ball deep every time in this league, right? So you got to come out to some of the check lines, and that's something I work on every day. It's been good because we have coaches that like bring that in our head every day about ball security, and like it stuck to me now, so I'm not really worried about the turnover. I mean, know how it goes, but then again, I'm gonna bust my tail to like to get to achieve my goals. I know the team they're gonna help me do that. So I realized that like when I went out to Kansas to Garden City, and then like I was kind of rusty the first week, but then again I got back into my groove, and then I knew from then and there that was my position. It's gonna feel great to me. I know the team behind me, and I'm behind them 100%. We just gonna go out there and win games.